Welcome to today's practice. It's all about strength. So we're going to build some heat. If you have 1, 2, or 3 pound weights, grab them. Let's get started laying down on our back. I want you to first just get connected with your body and your breath. So as we shimmy all the way down, bring your hands to the belly and just start with a full inhale and a full exhale. Notice how the belly lifts up into the palms of your hands and pulls away from the hands on the exhale. One more. And let's do that same breath with our hands below the belly button on the lower part of the belly. And you're inhaling to fill up and pull the belly away from your hands. And I want you to feel beneath your hands those deep abdominal muscles starting to turn on. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, drawing up and in. Another good analogy for this that I really like is zipping up a sweater. So if you had a sweater on, you would be pulling the zipper up from the bottom all the way up as high as you need it to go in that moment. So I want you to think about zipping the sweater up from the bottom up to your belly button and pull up and in. Exhale, zip up on the exhale. So let's do one more. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, zip up that sweater. Good. All right, let's get started. Bring your hands to your weights to start. Extend the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Let's have palms facing one another to start. Take the arms wide. Let the balls fall down into the hands towards the floor. On your exhale, you're pulling the hands back together at the top. Inhale, control as you feel the weight pressing the hands down. Exhale, close at the top. Watch the ribs, keeping them contained. 2 more, opening. Exhaling to close. 1 more. Nice work. All right, bend your elbows, bring your weights to your hips. Anchor the feet down really firmly so you can feel the toes facing forward towards the short edge of your mat. Feet are about hip distance apart. You're staying in a neutral spine and lifting the hips straight up to the ceiling, bridge. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, power up, drilling down through the heels. Exhale, lower down. Mindful of the knees, you want them lifting up in a straight line, squeezing the bum at the top. 2 more. Can you start to hover the hips at the bottom instead of letting them touch all the way down? Nice. The next time they lift, stay there. Good work. All right, arms extend up towards the ceiling. Your hips are still lifted. Press the palms away from you and lower them down to hover as low to the floor as they can go. When your hips dip back down, the arms come up. Inhale, press. Exhale, up. Good. So you're alternating with the hips. When hips lift, hands lower, and keep that going. Squeezing the bum, controlling through the arms. If you want to move beyond this, instead of the hands stopping at the shoulder points, you can let the arms continue to bypass up and overhead, making it a little bit more challenging. Last 3, watch those knees, don't let them splay open on you. And 2, and 1. Hold it here, pulse your arms, pulse and pulse. You're keeping your bum lifted. Flip the palms to face up to the ceiling, keep pulsing. For 5 and 4, don't let those hips drop. 3, 2, 1, hold the arms. Gently lower your hips down. Bend your elbows to 90, so they're curling and straightening. And curl and straighten. They're just doing a curl, a halfway curl, if that makes sense. You're only going halfway. You're not curling all the way up towards the shoulders just yet. 3 more, keep the elbows moving. And 2, and 1. Now this time curl all the way towards the shoulder point, so a full curl, and straighten all the way out. Folding the elbows and straightening. And fold and straighten. And 3, and 2, and 1. Flip your palms, rest the weights down. Nice job. Bend your knees, pull them in towards your chest. In through the nose. Out through your mouth. All right. From here, let's bring the legs to tabletop and stay in an inversion. Flexing the feet. Good. From here, arms reach up high to the sky. Bird dog. So this is one of my favorites. You're extending the right arm behind you. Exhale as it pulls back up. And then reach. Exhale, pull back up. Now the leg. Extend your right leg straight out like it's marching away from you. Exhale, drag it back in. Now left. Extend it out. Exhale, drag it back in. Now right arm, left leg move together. Extend, draw back in. Extend, draw back in. Now here, we're not using weights because I want you to fully focus on stabilizing through the core and the pelvic floor. So you're inhaling as you reach. Exhale, zip up that sweater. Think about that analogy. If you were zipping up a sweater, you'd be pulling the low belly up and in, just like you pull the zipper up. Ribs are contained. Can you explore your range of motion a little bit more? Can you drop the heel and the thumb that little bit lower to the ground without quite touching? One more on each side. Last one. And nice job. Hug your knees in. Beautiful job. Let's gently roll ourselves all the way upright. All right, from here, you're coming to your knees. So if you need a little extra knee cushion, either fold the edge of your mat or grab a towel or something. Big toes together, knees are wide, wider than hip distance, just slightly. So it looks like you have a triangle shape with the legs. Hands are coming down by your sides with either weight. Let's start by palms facing in towards you, and you're lifting the hand weights in front of you just to your shoulder tops and lowering back down. And lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Now, as I'm going, I'm keeping my head and my heart and my pelvis stacked. So they're not moving or shifting. We're going to add on shortly. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what's happening when we add on. Reach your arms up in front of you. Good. Hold it here. Big breath in. You're pulling your right arm back. Elbow drives back. And as you do this, we're going to sink our hips back to our heels. As you press your hips up, you're pushing the weight forward. So let's do that again. Bend your right elbow, sink your hips back, press forward. Pull and press. Pull and press. One more. Then we're switching to the left side. Here we go. Pull and press. Pull and press. My hips are driving forward. The rotation, when I pull the elbow back, is from my mid-back, my thoracic spine, think rib cage. Last one. And then we're alternating. Here we go, right and left. Use your breath. Nice job. We're almost there. Give me 2 more for a total of 6 alternating. Here we go, last one. And gently lower the weights down. Good job. Drop them. Bring your hands down to the mat. All right, for this next one, you're only going to need 1 hand weight, and it's going to go behind your knee. So you're going to tuck it in, bend your knee, so you have to squeeze it to hold it in place. Now, for some of you, you might bypass using the weight behind your knee. What we're using it for is to activate your hamstring. But for whatever reason, if it causes you any distress in the knee, throw it away. If you're using it, give it a good squeeze so you can keep it in place. Toss your other weight out of your way. Let's come down to elbows. Elbows underneath of your shoulders, bracing through your core. Take a big breath in. You're lifting the leg with the weight up to 90 degrees. So my knee is up in line with my hip point. Brace through your core. Hold it here. I can already feel my hamstring working just from holding this extra weight up. Let's bring our knee down to tap the floor and right back up. Down to tap the floor, right back up. Now, as you're doing this, you're pressing away from the mat. My spine is long, so my gaze is down. I'm looking down at my mat between my forearms so the back of my neck can stay long with the rest of my spine. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Lift it up one more time. Can you pulse it for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Good job. Okay, other side. Let's get right to it. Tuck it behind if you're using the weight, bending at the knee to secure it in place. Back down to the elbows. My elbows are beneath my shoulders. My gaze is down between the forearms. Here we go. Big breath in. Lift the leg up and back down. Lift and lower. Working to bring your knee up in line with your hip. Notice if you're dumping too much weight over to the right side. Even out the pelvis. The hips are level. You can have a dinner plate on your back right now. We're going to pulse it out in 2 more. In 1 more. Now lift it up. Pulse it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Ooh, nice work. Okay, come down onto your side. This is a favorite of mine. You're going to use one weight again. I'm going to show you it in a few layers. So I'm going to show you the legs first, then we're going to add on the arms, and you'll see it all come together. So, elbows beneath my shoulder top. My side waist is lifted. My hips are stacked. You're going to take your top leg, flex that foot, lift it up. Straighten it back behind you. Good. From here, my back leg is on an angle behind me. I'm sweeping it forward in front and sweeping it back. Just think of it almost like a pendulum. Forward and back. Lots of control. My hips stay stacked. I usually have my hand here, so I suggest you do the same because it gives you really great feedback if your pelvis is rocking around on you. Okay, send it all the way back and hold it in place there. Bracing through your core, so think again, zip up that sweater. Now take your hand weight. You're going to continue the line of your leg forward in front of you. So think about a diagonal line. My back heel, up my leg, up to my hip point, and now my arm with the hand weight is extending forward. So this beautiful long diagonal line. Now these limbs are going to crisscross. So as my leg reaches forward, my arm crisscrosses back. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Breathing in. Exhale across. Breathe in. Exhale across. Stay lifted up and out of your shoulder. Don't dump into the bottom shoulder supporting you. Can we go for 3? Keep it strong and long. And 2. We're going to finish with a pulse. Extend forward. Here we go. And up. 10. Keep belly button drawing up and in. Good work. You got 5 more. Keep reaching. And 3. Keep reaching. 2. 1. Hold. And drop it down. Oh, amazing. Okay, we're doing one more thing on this side before we move. You can come all the way down. Give your shoulder a break. Bend your knees. Glue your heels together. Flex these toes. Here we go. You're going to lift your top knee open and close. And open and close. Classic clams. Imagine you're dragging this top knee through thick mud. Pull it away. Resist it back in. Notice your ribs closed. And then notice your side waist. Are you kind of just dumping it down onto your mat like you're watching TV? Or can you keep an active side waist as if you're trying to keep just enough space for a thin slice of paper? I guess all paper's thin, but you know what I mean? A piece of paper to slide underneath your side waist. 3, you got it. 2, 1, and relax. I won't make you pulse that side. Okay, spin around, other side. Nice work, guys. We're almost there. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. All the way down. So for this, we start on the elbow. We start with the leg work first. So bracing through your side waist. Hips stay stacked. Extend your top leg all the way back behind you on an angle. Flex those toes. Zip up through your core. Here we go. We're keeping the trunk of the body strong. Sweep your leg forward and back. Sweep and back. So my whole trunk of my body is strong and stabilizing me. This movement becomes a lot easier and a lot more lazy if I released all of that control and I just let my body sway forward and back. See the difference if you're watching the video? I'm just letting my shoulders and everything move with me. And then in that case, I'm not really getting any work done. I'm just kind of flailing around. So I want you to be mindful of that your trunk is staying strong and long and braced. Here we go. Let's add our arm. So reach your leg long back behind you. Grab for your hand weight. It extends forward in front of you on that angle. So you have a long diagonal line. Fingertips all the way down your arm, down your sideways to the back heel. Let's crisscross here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crisscross. Nice. So even here, the trunk of my body is still solid. The difference is I'm adding the shoulder work. So now the arm reaches back and forward, back and forward. Let's do 3 more. And 2, and then you got pulses. And 1, reach in, pulse for 10. And 9, lift out of that waist. Good work. Let's go for 5. Keep going forward, keep pulsing. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Amazing. All right, all the way down to that elbow. Clams, bend your knees. The top leg and the bottom leg are mirroring one another. Heels glued together. Flex the feet. Here we go. Top knee lifts and lowers. Lifts and lowers. Watch that side waist. Trying to have that little piece of paper slide beneath your side waist. 5 more. Keep that breath. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Amazing job. Okay, peel ourselves up. Let's come to seated for a moment. I want you to give your shoulders a little stretch after all that hard work we've been doing. So big reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, let them sweep back in space. Let's make a couple arm circles. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. 1 more. Nice, and then take your right arm, cross it in front of you, pull it in with the other arm. And switch other side. And nice work. Okay, we have 1 more burner. It's for the glutes. I want us to start laying down. Well, it's for glutes and hamstrings. You're going to start laying down on your front. You don't need your hand weights for this. So come all the way down. Okay, so stack your hands in front of you, rest a cheek or a forehead. I want you to keep your legs squared off. So my hip bones are pointed down. And a good tool for this is the shoelace out of my feet is pressing down. From here, the back of my neck stays long. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Press down through your pelvic bone and your hip bones. Squeeze your bum as you lift the left leg up and down, and then switch to right. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And keep that going. Notice if you're really tensing up through the upper body. Can you try and squeeze the bum and the hamstring that little bit more? And 3, and 2, and 1. Now lift both at the same time. Lift to squeeze, lower down. Lift to squeeze, lower down. I'm adding on in 3, and 2, and 1. Hold. Click your heels together and open. And click, and open, and click, and open. Squeeze that bum. Can you lift your toes up a little higher for 5, and 3. Last one, hold. Take your legs apart about hip distance. Can you make little circles with those toes? Circle, and circle, and circle, and circle for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, And other way in circle. Reversing your circle. Yes, you've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Bend your knees. Let them sway side to side. In through the nose. Out through your mouth. Good. All right, drop those feet down. Press your hands by your sides. Press yourself all the way up and back. Give yourself a child's pose. And roll yourself up. Really nice job, guys. Okay, we're all done today. If you need any extra stuff for stretching, mobility, to bring our heart rate down, there's another video you could do called Reset, or another video called Stretch that you could do to even out your practice. But otherwise, really great work today.